La 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 la. I can't stop talking about the virus, and we can't stop talking about this virus, and that's all I'm hearing. So I'm blocking my ears. La 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 la. You know, I feel like when I watch the news, I feel like I want to take my ear protectors and put them on and watch the news with my ear protectors so I don't have to hear any more about the virus. But then again, what's the point of watching the news if I can't hear what's going on in the news? Maybe I can just fill in the blanks and make it sound a lot nicer than it actually is. Well, I don't know. Maybe I won't do that. But, I wanted to take a break actually from all of this virus talk. So today I am in heaven. There I am. See the stairs going up and the bright light that's God. So today I'm in heaven, and I just wanted to kind of check it out for the future to see what it looks like and to see how it's going to be and to put my mind on something better. Because what better thing can I think about than what's going on here than heaven? Because none of this is going to happen in heaven. So then I got thinking, what are the top three things that I want to do when I get to heaven? What are the top three things? So the first thing I want to do when I get to heaven is this. I want to ask God, why? Why? I've got about 1,000,000 why questions that I want to ask. And so that's the first thing I want to do when I get to heaven. I bet you have a few why questions as well. The second thing I want to do when I get to heaven is I want to eat anything I want, okay, without consequence of cholesterol or fat or gluten stuff or lactose this or that, or any kind of a heartburn or feeling the need to contact Dr. Now like right away. I want to eat whatever I want and not have to worry about a thing. The third thing I want to do when I get to heaven, that's three right there. The third thing I want to do when I get to heaven is I want to have a public gathering without the fear of getting infected. See, there I go again, talking about the virus. It's like that's all we can talk about is the virus because it's so powerful in our lives and it's everything to us right now. It's like the world is experiencing this, and this is all we can talk about. So anyway, those are the three things that I want to do when I go to heaven. But then I was also thinking, what are the three things that I don't want to do when I get to heaven? And the first thing that I don't want to do when I get to heaven is I don't want to sit around with like a bed sheet on, playing a harp, floating on a cloud with a halo, because that sounds incredibly boring to me. Like doing that for eternity sounds really, really boring. I don't want to do that. Second thing I don't want to do when I go to heaven is I do not ever, ever, ever again want to pick up after my kids. No more, no more picking up after kids. Oh gosh. The third thing I don't want to do when I go to heaven is I don't want to conserve toilet paper. See, there I go again, talking about the virus and all of its effects, but I don't want to conserve toilet paper anymore. Hey, I went to Market Basket and I bought some toilet paper. They had some on the shelf. It was amazing. One package per customer, one little small package, but that's fine. We can deal with this. We can do this. Again, Dunkin' Donuts napkins. Remember that. Yeah, we can't stop talking about the virus and how it's affecting our lives. I wonder, thinking about this and talking about all this virus talk, what are we going to talk about afterwards? What are we going to talk about when we get together and we all hang around? We're all going to be so excited to get together again and be all in a group. We're going to hang around talking about what? What are we going to talk about? We're going to sit around and be like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you see the weather report? Yeah, gonna get some sun coming in. Yeah. There, I remember my grandfather talking about the weather when I was young. He's the Italian guy from Worcester. He'd be hanging around watching the TV at like Mach 20, like wicked loud, like because he couldn't really hear very well. But then anyway, afterwards he'd hang around and talk to me as a 12-year-old. He's like, "Yeah, Chris, gonna get some rain coming in." I'm like, "Papa, I'm 12. I don't really care about the weather." But anyway, so I want to practice now. I love my grandfather. He was great. I want to practice now talking about good stuff other than viruses and how many people are infected and how many people have died. We've got to talk about that, I know, but I want to talk about some other good things in at the same time. It says in the Bible in Philippians chapter 4, verses 8, Paul said, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing, fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise." So I'd rather think about heaven right now instead of the virus and being locked down at home and all the things that have changed because of it. Speaking of heaven, what does heaven think about all that's going on right now? What do you think? I was just, I was up those stairs there a minute ago, and asking God, asking heaven what he thought about all that's going on the earth, and heaven, God is very concerned about everything that's going on right now. Some people believe that heaven is really far away, like God got things started and then he went really far away, and then he just kind of left everything to kind of operate on its own and do its own thing without his intervention. Um, some people think that heaven is all puffy clouds and people wearing togas and halos or bed sheets or whatever and hanging around like that. I don't really think that's heaven at all either. I think that God is love, and since God lives in our hearts in a very real way, heaven is in your heart. So where is heaven right now? Is it far away? Is it full of weird people, having a toga party? No, it's right with you. As close as God is to you, it's right in your heart, because that's where God is. Remember, God's love. It also says in the Bible, those who live in love live in God. So if God is love and God's in your heart and you live in love, then you live in God. I think most people might be very surprised when they see who's in heaven. I mean, think about it. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. I think, remember that grumpy old neighbor, like when you were a kid and you're like, oh, he's such a grouch. Oh boy. Yeah. You never know. You never know. People that committed terrible crimes and they were really sorry for it, even though what they did was terrible. Hey, who are we to judge? This is God's deal, not ours. How about all these people that are actually hoarding all the toilet paper? Do you think they're in heaven? Or do you think they'll go to heaven? Well, I don't know. Well, I'm sure. I'm honestly, there I go again, talking about the virus again, by the way. But, I think the most important thing that I want to say today is the most important thing is for you to be there. We're so focused, we're pretty focused on all that we're struggling with right now, and that's understandable. But take some time today to focus on some good stuff today. Fix your thoughts, like the Bible says, on what is true, what is honorable, what is right and pure and lovely and admirable. Take a walk in heaven today. Talk with God. Reach out to a friend. Say hi to a neighbor. Heaven is right with you today, here and now. Live like you're already there, because in a way, you are already there. Remember, God is love and God's in your heart. That means heaven is in your heart. So spend a little time in heaven today. Take care.